Yo, I got a new TV. Thanks to Sony, I have a 77-inch BRAVIA 8 OLED TV in my theater now, which replaced my LG C9. Yeah, time for an upgrade. This isn't a review on the TV itself, although an official review of the BRAVIA 8 will be coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I know a lot of you have been waiting and probably already have seen some other videos on this subject concerning IMAX Enhanced audio on Disney+. So finally, now that I have a Sony TV, which is one of the brands that is compatible with IMAX Enhanced on Disney+, that and a few select TCL TVs and Hisense TVs. So I am very excited to finally break this down. I'm going to go over a couple things as far as like how to access it and how to turn it on, whatever. From what I understand, it's really easy, so hopefully that's the case. But before I actually select IMAX Enhanced on Disney+, watching the select MCU films or whatever, I'm going to watch some demo scenes from a few that I have in mind. Before I do that, I'm going to watch it in Atmos again, just to kind of refresh my memory. Right now I have the Marantz SR7015 hooked up because it is currently the only AVR that I have that supports IMAX Enhanced, and that also has, a full set of pre-outs because I like to use external amps to power my speakers in my theater. And I'm maxing out the SR7015's capabilities, so I do have a 7.2.4 immersive audio configuration. So yeah, obviously I'm not going to force you to watch these demo scenes with me on Disney+, so I'm going to do that, come back, and then I'm going to go through the steps on how to access IMAX Enhanced on Disney+. Cue the transition. Okay, so just a reminder, since you can only access IMAX Enhanced on Disney+ through select TVs, that means you also have to go to Disney+ via their built-in streaming apps, right? So I have accessed the Disney+ streaming app on the Sony BRAVIA 8 TV. I'm now going to go to Marvel. Let's go to Infinity War. Let's go to versions, IMAX Enhanced version. Okay, of course it's not going to do this now. I think it only does it the very, very first time you access anything that's IMAX Enhanced on Disney+. But I watched the airport scene in Civil War, and when it first came up, and there was this little thing that popped up in the bottom right corner of the screen that asked, hey, this is an IMAX Enhanced. Do you want IMAX Enhanced audio? And I could have selected it right then, but I didn't because I wanted to show you. But of course, it's not going to do it anymore. Maybe it only does it the first time and that's it. But regardless, you can still access it in the audio options at any time. IMAX Enhanced sound with DTS:X, available only in English. On. Haha. So that's pretty much it. But I will say this, I was going through the menus and I will show you that I did notice this, something that I do want to turn on. Let's go to sound and look down here. DTS dynamic range, adjusts dynamic range of DTS signal. So yes, I want to make sure that we have I'm assuming it's giving me more dynamic range. So quiet parts are quieter, loud parts are louder. Gives me a little bit more headroom probably. Just wanted to throw that out there as well because I noticed it. So let's see if that also enhances it, because I do want dynamic range that is optimized for a DTS signal. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way, all right, so obviously this is the very beginning, but one of my favorite demo scenes from this movie is when Thor gets his axe and then he enters the battlefield in Wakanda. So I want to skip to that. I mean, obviously I'm not going to watch it here with you because it would sound pretty terrible from this little microphone that's on my chest. Okay. Be back in a jiff. All right, one thing I want to show you is that my Marantz does say TV audio, IMAX DTS:X. Yay, it recognizes it. Okay, what I want to do is kind of like a play-by-play, if you will. Although before I get started, I do want to mention that there is a difference between IMAX Enhanced and Dolby Atmos, because I have now watched this particular scene twice once in Atmos, once in DTSX. What I will say is, because of that DTS dynamic range, I am getting a lower bass extension. I'm getting more impact, especially in the bass frequencies. Things just kind of hit you a little bit more. But overall, even when there's just like so much chaos going on screen, bullets flying, fists punching, animals snarling, all that kind of stuff, it just seems like there's more weight behind it. There's more body behind it, more oomph with the IMAX Enhanced version. I mean, going back and forth, now the Atmos version sounds a little bit anemic, to be honest, lacking overall presence. It's just the little things that kind of hit you with the IMAX Enhanced version. Again, it's not like night and day difference, but if you're really paying attention, yeah, you can notice it, especially with LFE. Let me kind of do like a play-by-play. Boom, right here, when Hulk Crusher hits the ground, more impact with IMAX Enhanced. Gunshots from this gun, fists flying, the knife, even this shot right here where there's so much going on. Yeah, it's not like everything is hitting you in a way where it's pushing you back in your chair, but there's just more of it. Those explosions, his firing of his guns, right there, when War Machine hits the ground, that has more impact. I can feel it in my chest a little bit more, in my feet a little bit more. Not too much of a difference here in this particular shot, but at the same time, just overall presence is a lot more dynamic with IMAX Enhanced. Boom, right there. Now that Thor is entering the battlefield, as soon as that energy beam hits the ground, more LFE. And even here, where the axe is flipping around and hitting people, it's just more. There's more of it. I can hear it more presence. Right here, as soon as he gets the axe into his hand, even the music, because there's these real big dynamic bass drum hits, bum, 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 as soon as he grabs that axe in his hand. Even the bass drum hits of the soundtrack are more present. And then coming up, you know the term booge, the booge trailer sound, where it starts about 250 hertz and goes down, that happens right here when Thor launches into the air, right there. Yeah, you hear that that frequency sweep going down. And even that, the extension of that part was way better. And of course, boom, when he hits the ground, that impact, better. It's just better. And also it's more noticeable when you flip back and forth between Atmos and DTSX. You can just feel more, It just seems like it's getting closer to what is represented on a 4K Blu-ray disc. Still not quite there, but definitely better than what Disney Plus was doing with just the Atmos track. All right, just a quick snippet of this scene that's also in Infinity War, where they're having a quick chat with Thanos before attacking him and trying to get the gauntlet off of his hand. But again, going back and forth, Atmos just feels anemic compared to the IMAX Enhanced version. Bass extension is better, and just overall dynamics are more impactful. So right here, Tony Stark pushes that thing, boom. That right there, much better attack, much better rumble as that thing just smashes into the ground and then slowly dissipates. Right here, boom, where that purple energy explodes. The subwoofers were working a little bit harder with IMAX Enhanced. And then right here, where he waves his arm, when he waves his arm, there's like this real low-pitched, like, wah kind of sound. I mean, that's the best I can do with my voice, but yeah, just like this wah, and that reaches a lot deeper with the bass extension. And then as all these bats or whatever fly into this and those explosions right there, I could feel that in my chest more. So yeah, man, it's real. I wasn't sure if it was going to make a difference, but there is a difference. I'll meet you in camera one and I'll give you my official thoughts. All right, folks, I don't really need to demo it anymore. I'm already convinced IMAX Enhanced is better than Dolby Atmos, at least on Disney Plus. I can't say with any other channel, although Disney Plus is still the only streaming platform that offers something other than Dolby Atmos. So I hope videos like this help kind of get the ball rolling. Maybe other streaming platforms like Netflix. Netflix was the first to adopt Dolby Atmos in the first place. So maybe if word gets around that IMAX Enhanced Audio, DTSX, is just more impactful, more dynamic, then maybe they'll want to implement that as well. Because what it all comes down to is dynamics. That is what you're losing when things are being compressed because they are going over a streaming signal. When you compress things, you are also limiting your dynamic range of how loud things can get and how quiet things can get, which also limits your bass extension. So just kind of a visual representation, just to kind of wrap my own head around it as well. Disney Plus Dolby Atmos is here, okay? And IMAX Enhanced on Disney Plus just kind of stretches that dynamic range. So now you can have bass that extends a little bit deeper, has a little bit more impact, just has more weight behind it. If I go back to Dolby Atmos, it's like I don't feel as much. There's just something lacking. And the cool thing about it is now that I've selected IMAX Enhanced Audio on Disney Plus, it'll just default to that with anything that happens to be in IMAX Enhanced. Obviously not everything on Disney Plus is IMAX Enhanced. It's just, you know, the select MCU films and then the Queen Rock Montreal documentary, music, concert. But yeah, man, call me a convert. I am now a fan of IMAX Enhanced, DTSX, over a streaming signal, which is really cool. I really hope this catches on. I want other streaming platforms to adopt this, to give you the option, because from what I've heard already, man, it's better. It really is. And I really hope you know that I'm not just saying that. I'm not being paid by Disney or DTS or anybody to say this. It's just that now that I have a Sony TV, I really wanted to test it out. And yeah, sure enough, it's better. It is a huge step in the right direction. Obviously, it's not 4K Blu-ray level yet, but man, this sure opens the door to having other streaming platforms adopt it, but also for DTS, Dolby, maybe even RO to get in on this whole streaming platform scene. I want the competition, man. And IMAX Enhanced is definitely going to ruffle some feathers, especially when I think it's later this year, possibly, that LG TVs, the newer LG TVs, LG C4 and G4, and then anything after that, I believe they should be getting some sort of firmware update, possibly later this year, like maybe around Christmas time or something, that will also allow you to get DTS audio on Disney Plus. I can't wait until NVIDIA Shield and Apple TV 4K, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, whatever. And now Google has the Google TV streamer. If anything, I'm going to predict that the Google TV streamer that just came out, maybe that is going to support IMAX Enhanced Audio before anybody else, because this new Sony BRAVIA 8 TV, the software that runs it is Google. So the fact that Google TV software already supports IMAX Enhanced makes me think that the Google TV streamer is going to get it pretty soon, I imagine. I'm surprised it doesn't already support it, to be honest. But it may just be as quick as a firmware update on the Google TV streamer. So that's my prediction. So yeah, there you have it, folks. I do apologize on behalf of everyone out there who would love to have IMAX Enhanced on Disney Plus, but can't because they don't have a Sony, TCL, or Hisense TV. So yes, that sucks for now. But as I said, newer LGs should be getting it soon-ish. I can only imagine it's just going to be a domino effect to have other streamers support it very soon as well, probably somewhere in 2025. To be honest, I was a little skeptical at first, but now that I've heard it in person, it's good. It's what they claimed it would be, So I'm very happy to report that, because especially right now, there are some companies out there who are claiming one thing and the reality is it doesn't live up to the hype. So I'm very excited to relay to you that IMAX Enhanced on Disney Plus is exactly what they said it would be. It is awesome. No way I'm gonna go back to Dolby Atmos. If it offers IMAX Enhanced, I'm watching it in IMAX Enhanced. Now it's your turn. Do you have a Sony TV or TCL or Hisense? Do you already have a soundbar or receiver that supports IMAX Enhanced to allow you to take advantage of this? Because just a reminder, you do have to have that signal chain where your TV has to support IMAX Enhanced and your soundbar or AVR has to support it too in order to make it work. Are you thinking of now getting one of these new Sony TCL or Hisense TVs so that you can experience better audio on Disney Plus? Because now that it has been rolled out, I imagine more titles will have the option of Dolby Atmos or IMAX Enhanced on Disney Plus going forward. And I hope it's not just MCU movies. I mean, yes, there is the Queen concert. So yeah, I hope Disney Plus just kind of implements that option with every new thing that comes out. One would hope. And with that, this world is crazy as it is already, so it only makes sense to be kind to one another out there. Don't just watch TV and movies on Disney Plus. I highly recommend watching it in IMAX Enhanced, because it's better. And of course, always be listening.